Durant just got exposed for using a burner account on Twitter. Not only is this not the first time this has happened, but his DMs leaked as well. Since MJ punched Kerr in the face, he don't fuck with dark skin.
Congressman Dan Newhouse said that if Congress will not assert its constitutional authority, at least that Kevin Durant shocked the entire league when one of his secret burner accounts was exposed. Through that account, he posted sharp and critical comments about teammates such as Kyrie Irving and James Harden, as well as former Golden State Warriors teammates. What was intended to be a private outlet for frustration quickly became public, creating tension inside the locker room almost overnight. The situation raised a major question. Why did Durant feel the need to issue a public apology? The burner account wasn't viewed as a minor slip-up. It revealed a side of him that fans rarely see on the court. Durant has always been a unique talent. Standing nearly 7 feet tall but moving with the fluidity of a guard, he combines size, skill, and precision in a way few players ever have. His jump shot is automatic, his instincts are elite, and at his best, he is widely regarded as one of the most unstoppable scorers in basketball history.
Earlier today, Kevin Durant's alleged burner account on Twitter was exposed, where he was trash-talking former and current
coaches openly admitted they had no real defensive solution for him. Teammates described him as a once-in-a-generation talent, and analysts consistently ranked him among the greatest scorers in basketball history. On the court, there was little debate about his greatness. Off the court, however, things were more complicated. Durant never chased the spotlight or tried to deliver perfectly polished interview answers. He was naturally reserved, thoughtful, but also reactive, especially when facing criticism. And the criticism never stopped. Every performance, every decision, and every social media post was dissected. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube fueled constant opinions, jokes, and heated debates. While many stars choose to ignore the noise, Durant didn't. He read the replies, followed the discussions, and at times engaged directly. That habit eventually led to one of the most unusual and controversial chapters of his career, where you can direct a voice, create realistic dialogue, and so much more. Edit these placeholders to get started.
You suspend them, you're losing them games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't care if they do that, but I know that if I'm in that locker room and I don't know, Fred VanVleet or some veteran leader who probably cares about this type of stuff, and I know that when the going gets tough, he'll go to his friends and insult Jabari Smith's intellect and his ability to fucking be functioning, I would feel a type of way about that.
Yeah. I just know players have been suspended for behavior detrimental to their team before.
Oh, yeah.
And
this controversy had nothing to do with points, rebounds, or shooting percentages. It all played out online. What made it so shocking was that the accounts fans uncovered were not random trolls. They traced back to Kevin Durant himself. He wasn't just observing the conversation about him, he was actively participating in it. Using hidden burner accounts, Durant secretly replied to critics, defended his reputation, and fired back at random users as if the debates were personal. When reporters confronted him, Durant didn't deny it or try to spin the story. He admitted it outright. That honesty flipped his public image almost overnight. Suddenly, the narrative around him wasn't just about his greatness on the court, but about his sensitivity and engagement with critics online. However, this drama didn't start with the burner accounts. The pressure surrounding Durant's name had been building for years, and it truly intensified after one decision that shook the basketball world.
You're questioning what I'm doing, then shit, why not get it from the...
The Warriors were coming off a historic 73-win season. They were already one of the most dominant teams in NBA history, and adding Kevin Durant elevated them from elite to nearly unstoppable. The label's super team followed immediately. Some fans and analysts viewed the move as a smart business decision, an all-time great choosing the clearest path to championships. Others saw it differently. They argued that instead of trying to defeat the Warriors, Durant chose to join them, sidestepping the grind of overcoming them. That narrative followed him for years. No matter how many Finals MVP awards he earned, the same criticism flooded his social media. He couldn't win alone, he needed help, and those championships didn't carry the same weight. While many stars would tune out that noise, Durant did not. At first, he responded directly from his main account, openly engaging with critics. Over time, however, he changed his approach. He began using secret profiles, burner accounts, allowing him to respond freely without attaching his verified name to the conversation. For a while, no one suspected anything. Then one careless mistake exposed it all. Durant forgot to switch accounts and replied to a fan using his verified Twitter profile instead of the burner, revealing the connection and igniting a firestorm.
Russell Westbrook was.
So, Chilltown, right?
Oh,
Stay
yeah,
there, right?
it definitely was a burner account. As a matter of fact, is it still up? I'm gonna go reply to that.
Hold on. Wait, Chilltown, right? And this is the thing where I'm saying, like, this is the politics, and you also have to think about negotiations, right? If KD's attached to that, what's gonna happen in these negotiations is they're gonna be like, oh.
Just like that, fans noticed immediately. The tone of the tweets matched a mysterious account that had been defending Durant while subtly taking shots at his former team. Within hours, the internet erupted. Sports shows replayed the tweets, podcasts analyzed them in detail, and memes flooded every social media timeline. This wasn't just a superstar engaging in online arguments, it was a superstar doing it under a hidden identity. The tweets themselves were unpolished, far from media trained. They were raw, emotional, and deeply personal. Some posts took direct jabs at former teammates and even hinted at unresolved tensions with the organization he had left. For a player long known for staying calm and letting his game speak for itself, this revelation hit in a way fans had never seen before.
I will say, business-wise, I know for what KD wants to do, there are a lot of reactions. If he were able to spit back in the way that Kevin wants to spit back to people, you know, in that kind of vernacular that became from his original account, he can lose a lot of endorsement deals, he can lose a lot of business deals, right? So I understand the complexity of that. The second thing I will say is this, man, like, I deal with my mental health differently than you deal with your mental health. I can't judge you on things that you...
Suddenly, the public saw a different side of Kevin Durant, a player who read every comment, felt every criticism, and struggled to completely ignore the noise. Just when the initial controversy seemed to fade, the drama resurfaced. Years later, screenshots began circulating that were allegedly connected to another burner account tied to Durant. This time, it went beyond simple self-defense. Reports claimed the account took subtle shots at teammates, questioned coaches, and hinted at locker room tension. What made this situation even more intense was the setting. These weren't public tweets or open debates. The alleged conversations took place in private group chats with strangers from Twitter. That detail changed everything. It no longer looked like a superstar casually clapping back at critics. It appeared far more personal and far more risky. The idea that Durant might have been venting about teammates and coaches while hiding behind a secret identity crossed a line for many fans. It felt like private locker room frustrations had spilled into public view. As screenshots spread, cameras caught Durant at the All-Star game staring at his phone while the controversy dominated headlines. That image quickly became symbolic, a global superstar scrolling through chaos while the basketball world debated whether he had criticized his own team anonymously. By that point, whether the account truly belonged to him almost didn't matter. In many minds, the damage was already done. The story evolved into something bigger than tweets. It became about trust, leadership, and identity. Fans began asking deeper questions. Who is Kevin Durant when the cameras are off? Some called it embarrassing, saying a superstar shouldn't be arguing online behind fake names. Others found it relatable, proof that even elite athletes are human. A few respected the honesty, messy as it appeared, but nearly everyone agreed it was unusual. Superstars are not expected to be in was mixed. Many people interpreted his actions not as authenticity, but as insecurity. It appeared to critics that one of the greatest players alive couldn't ignore online criticism without switching identities. That perception stuck. Media coverage began focusing as much on his personality as on his performance. New labels emerged: sensitive, thin-skinned, overly invested in social media. In professional sports, perception can weigh as heavily as performance. Even if teammates remained quiet publicly, the underlying questions persisted. Who were those messages about? Did they affect relationships inside the locker room? Could teammates fully trust him? Those doubts added fuel to an already complicated narrative, especially following his controversial move from Oklahoma City to Golden State. The greatness on the court became permanently linked to the drama off it. No matter how many records Durant broke or clutch shots he hit, the conversation often circled back to one word: burners. The jokes endured, the memes resurfaced. Anytime a mystery account appeared online defending him, fans laughed and assumed it was him again. What began as one careless mistake turned into a lasting symbol, a chapter of his legacy that statistics and championships could not fully erase. Eventually, Durant addressed the situation publicly and apologized. By then, the controversy had grown beyond his control. Screenshots were everywhere, talk shows debated it daily, podcasts analyzed every word. Kevin Durant burner account had become part of basketball culture. For most of his career, Durant's image was simple: a quiet, cold-blooded scorer who let his game speak. The burner saga changed that. It shifted the spotlight from his talent to his personality. Even as he continued to dominate on the court, that chapter stayed attached to his name. It followed him through team changes, seasons, and press conferences. What began as one careless tap on a